We've been away for a while and it's been a busy few months on the blue carpet, but what better way to wheel back into the pod than with the new Women's World Champion, test event Paris winner and first British woman confirmed for next August Olympic Games, Beth Potter. It's a brilliant 45 minutes covering pre-race insomnia, post-race elation and the stresses and strains of that Paris race that has the Scot on course for a second Olympic Games and a first in triathlon. But there's plenty of blue carpet action still to come in 2023, so don't miss the Chengdu and Brasilia World Cups this weekend, and you can watch Beth in the Super League finals from Neom, all on triathlonlive.tv. But for now, here's Beth. Hello.
Hi.
You good?
Yeah, sort of. I came off my bike on Saturday, so I was a bit sore. So I had to go to hospital, get my knee stitched up because it was all cut open.
Were you riding solo or with a
group?
Yeah. How many stitches?
Well, they'll only put 2 in because there's like a big chunk missing in the middle. So it's actually like
there's nothing to stitch into.
Well, yeah, there's like I left part of it on the road. I'll show you what it looks like. This is it stitched up.
Yeah, that is.
That was like there was a big chunk of it in the middle missing. So it's quite a deep cut. It was like 2.5 centimeters.
No. How far away did you have to ride back then again? Like far?
No, I was about 40 minutes from home, but I was at the end of the long ride. It was like I was 4 hours in, and I was jet lagged, and I was probably a bit tired, and the reaction times were probably a bit slow. And there was an oncoming car that just was too big for the lane that didn't stop in enough time. And then we were like funneling out into single file, but we just didn't have enough time. Yeah.
Oh, man. Scary business, isn't it? Well, presumably, like your next sort of couple of months at least was looking a bit easier, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've got Neom in 2 weeks, so
no,
I got that then off season. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to hopefully vet training in a couple of days once it's healed a little bit. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm at home now. I'm in Glasgow, so I'm at the parents' house. So just have a couple of days chilling out, and then I've got my gravel bike home with me, so hopefully I'll be able to. I did that on purpose because I don't want to go on the road.
And you're getting your blood all over your the parents' sheets, not your own. So that's saves you the what?
Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, thanks for sparing the time then. Lovely to catch up. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So what better place to start than with the world champ? And want to go over Pontevedra, of course. Look back over the season and how that qualification shapes like the next 6 to 10 months and how that's changed that. But yeah, first of all, life as world champ, how's it been? You've been kind of bouncing around, opening shopping centres, kissing babies, talking to your old school class.
No, I'm actually. I left Pontevedra after a very late night in doping control. I saw my parents for about 45 minutes for a very late dinner, and I had to pack my bike. And then I was on a transfer at 5 the next morning to head to Malibu. So I haven't really. It hasn't really. And I was meant to have a party on Saturday night to celebrate it, but I was in A&E. So.
That's rude out of the party. No.
So it's been delayed, and it's going to probably be delayed until after I get back from time off. But that's fine. At least everyone will be around, and it might have sunk in by that point, so it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, like a whirlwind then to go straight to Malibu. Did that must have like felt even more surreal, did it? Like it's just okay, on to the next one.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit like just having to get up and do it again with Super League on that weekend, and I felt tired and I just felt a bit out of it really with the jet lag, and then just trying to come to terms with it all. So it was all a bit strange, but yeah, the race was fun, and it was nice to spend a couple of extra days in LA, so I got to kind of chill out a little bit on the beach and enjoy it then.
Yeah, enjoyed following that on the socials of the various like shots of you chilling out and touristing it up.
Yeah, it was cool actually. The weather was really good, and I rode my bike in the hills. Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, it was presumably the emotional, just emptying after Pontevedra as well, as much as the physical, right? You've just done physically like an incredibly demanding race, but everything that had been building up to it and the pressure that you'd presumably put on yourself and that was, inevitably comes from all around. Yeah. Compound exhaustion, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just, I don't think that it wasn't as high a pressure situation for me anyway as Paris. That was like really quite, I don't even know how to describe it, but quite a very tense environment, and it was quite difficult to deal with. But I think Pontevedra was more relaxed into that. Obviously still nervous, but definitely there was more of a relaxed feel. You could sort of have a laugh a little bit. I just don't feel like it was anything like that.
Oh, right.
It was everything was quite serious, and it just felt like a very high pressure situation, which it was. And then Pontevedra was cool. I think is ever since I moved to Leeds, I've heard about this place, Pontevedra. But it was nice to finally go there and see what it was like. And I thought it was a great course, especially the run. I thought it was just straight up my street, and I enjoyed the race. It was good. And even better to have a really good result as well. So I think all round, good experience.
What was the chatter in Leeds about Pontevedra then? How come that dropped?
No, just 2011. I wasn't there. It was my first introduction to, one of just Leeds and my training partners.
Right, 2011. You're gonna have to fill me in.
No, do you not know? All right, I think there was a bit of drama. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble.
We're digging straight back into the archives for that then.
Archives, yeah. So,
has that got anything to do with a famous Leeds triathlete and a famous Pontevedra triathlete?
Potentially, yeah. But I'm not there. I wasn't there, so I'm not saying anymore. But yeah, it's a bit of a joke, or like a running sort of running steam. So it was finally nice I feel like it was one of my first introductions to Leeds and moving to Leeds to do triathlon. And so it felt full circle for me to finally be there and in Pontevedra, in this famous place I'd heard all about, and be doing a triathlon. So I think it was the World Champs as well. So it was nice a different experience. Put it in the limelight. Okay.
Cool. So that was, whatever the story is, it was one that was always doing the rounds, was it? Like you kind of one of the early days of all sitting around a table chewing the fat after a training session.
Yeah, exactly.
Beth, you got a story for you.
Yeah, it was a lot of my first memories from Leeds, to be honest with you. So yeah, it was nice to do a race there. It was a nice town, and my parents came out to watch as well. I'm the coach, so it was really special to have them there and perform well and to win.
Yeah, because we heard from your dad and mum while the eternal anti-doping was going on, right? And
I don't know, so long. They were there, and I think enjoyed it. They only come for the big ones, so that was.
Well, your dad said he wanted to be in Paris, but
Sunderland and Pontevedra were the ones that came to this year. I didn't want anyone at Pats. Yeah, Jack came, but I just didn't want any distraction. And I've told people not to tell me if they're coming next year, just to book their accommodation and don't tell me that they're coming. So just don't want the pressure or support. It's almost like I just don't want to let people down. So if they don't think they're there, then I don't have to think that I'm letting people down.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, they would just love to see you racing at an Olympic Games, right?
Yeah, I think just with having the memories of Rio and just like not being well, and people had come out to see me, and I was disappointed, and so I think, I just want a different Olympic experience this time.
Yeah. So part of the Paris extra pressure was, as well as it being the first sort of wheels in motion of next year, it was the memories of Rio, was it? That, like, it's all...
Yeah, I think so. I think I found it really hard I mean, eventually it was the reason I decided to leave athletics. So I don't want that to be the case with triathlon. You know, I don't want to have such a bad experience that, you know, what quit or anything. So I think, yeah, sorry, that's the doorbell. So the dogs are now going crazy. But yeah, I think it would be nice to have a different experience.
They are fired up. Who's coming in that they're so pleased to see?
Well, I think I don't know who it is. I think it might be the postman.
What was it in Rio? Was it a bug, something you ate, something out of the...
I don't know. It was a vomiting and diarrhea bug, so it could have been something I picked up in the village or something that I had, something that I'd eaten. I don't really know, but yeah, it wasn't very pleasant anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on then. So did you not have, because of having to go to Malibu and stuff, did you not, there wasn't sort of lots of interviews and press and stuff going on around, like, following that, or was it with the phone running red hot? Because yeah, also just, I remember you were obviously up quite late that night because there was something that, I can't remember, I saw you post something on social media, and then first thing in the morning, we tweeted something about, like, how was your weekend? And you popped straight back in with yeah, pretty good, thanks very much. And that was at like 6:30 in the morning or something, wasn't it? But no, because you'd had the transfer, so yeah.
So I was probably at the airport already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, well, I didn't sleep anyway because you're kind of riled up at that point, and I got back to the hotel about 11 o'clock after dinner, and then I had to pack my bike and pack my suitcase, so that was probably at 12, 1. And then I think I lay in bed and just scrolled on Instagram for that. I think I did get a bit of shut-eye, not sure. But then I was up at 5:30 again, so when I was actually on the flight to Hawaii, I'd fallen asleep and I was lying horizontal, missed both the meals, and I was being shaken quite vigorously with 10 minutes to go. And I was like, oh. The air hostess was like, you'll need to wake up. You'll need to up now. We're landing. I was like, oh God, okay. And then she said, we've been trying to wake you in the past couple of hours, and we've come around and tried to shake you. And I was like, well, I haven't slept since Friday, so that's probably why. But I've got this new thing now going into races where I just don't sleep.
I remember you saying,
sleep. So somebody said to me, when did you get up for the race in Paris? Thinking I was going to say, 4:30 on the Thursday morning. And I was like, Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock. As long as you didn't sleep after that. I didn't go to bed with the intention of sleeping, but I didn't sleep. So,
and it's not like while you're lying there, you're not getting worried about, I should be sleeping, or
yeah. Oh, you are. Yeah. I might look like a swan on the outside, but underneath the water, it's all falling apart. Yeah. So, yeah, I tried everything, to be fair. Everything.
Have you seen the thing that's all over TikTok? People boiling up lettuces and drinking it, and that sends them off to sleep.
No, I didn't try that. I did do, everything. Extension yoga, podcasts, guided meditation.
Yeah. Boil up a couple of Lola Rossos and see how that treats you. Or don't, because it's actually quite nicely anyway. The whole no sleep thing.
So sometimes I find the things that get worse the older I get, and that seems to be one of them. I used to be able to sleep. I mean, not amazingly well, but now it's just nothing. I don't know whether it's the pressure. I don't know.
So actually, that sort of post-victory lying in bed scrolling must have been one of the nicest things, isn't it? You're just seeing like all the lovely messages pouring through, and it's just little snippets from the race footage coming up on your feed, and it just all like keeping it alive and fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, quite nice actually. My favourite, actually, the whole season, our favourite clip the whole season was a clip of Cassandra and I running up the road to the Champs-Elysees. I think that's just so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to get around that. Yeah, I don't know how, but it's
yeah. Well, there's the one. It's not. You're not on the Champs-Elysees, but you're coming around the corner we clipped it out for TikTok, and it's got over 1 million views, and it's one of the most viewed thing. But it's also got a few of your old students piped up on there. Have you seen this? Are you on TikTok or not?
Is this the triathlon edits?
No, World Triathlon TikTok.
Oh, I've not seen it.
So we put like a little bit of the commentary over the top, and it starts with Trevor going, they don't want water, they just want the medals. But then he just sort of says Potter quite a lot, so everyone's dropping in Harry Potter references. But then someone who actually I should find out if their proper name is on there.
If I've seen this, then probably not.
Just Nyaj is her call sign or whatever you would call it, and she says at Raoul, bro, she was our teacher assistant in science. Please tell me you remember. Raoul says,
I wasn't a teaching assistant. I was the teacher.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's an outrage. Right, we're going to get onto these people and say, look, how freaking dare you?
I have got quite a few. I think a few of the kids I used to teach do follow me on TikTok or definitely Instagram.
Yeah,
because they'll reply. Yeah, they often message me saying, I don't know, like, well done, miss, or something. Like, you can call me
miss. Because they're probably like mid-20s now, right? And they still have to call you miss. That's the power of teaching, right?
I know. I really should get more on TikTok. I think I need a lesson on how to use it.
Oh, it's quite fun. And then some
younger training partners, so they can show me.
Yeah. Someone called MUFC, who, says, at Philip, so this is where she's been when she ditched us. So, but I mean, when you left the school, was it, I mean, presumably you were like, all right, kids, Miss Potter's leaving now. She's going to go and pursue her Olympic dreams. It must have been quite a romantic.
But they knew I'd been to Olympics because they all went into school to watch me. They got the assembly hall and they all went into school to watch me on the track. So they knew, but maybe they didn't know that I was.
Because then you left, you were still teaching. That was the end of your teaching. Was that summer? Was it of Rio 2016?
Yes, I'd been at school 2.5 years, and then I left.
Yeah,
I moved. Oh no! I worked until the December. Yeah, to be fair, I worked until the December, and then I moved in with Johnny in the January.
Right.
But I handed my notice in, so they knew I was leaving.
Yeah. I mean, funny, isn't it? Like, you think how you presumably remember quite a lot of your teachers and certain things about them, and then these kids.
Yeah. No, you do. You do remember them for sure. Certainly the ones that make an impact. So I must have made an impact. Well, I must have been memorable in some way. I was quite young, to be fair. So.
Well, yeah. Speaking of quite young, I was just looking back at some of the other races. Like it was Antwerp 2018 was your first podium, wasn't it? And
well,
it was like a nice time ago. And then which actually,
I don't think I podiumed for another couple of years after that. I think it was COVID year.
Yeah,
where I was second and then first.
in Valencia, wasn't it? Yeah, but it was either before Azucena or that you said that Hamburg race you had been like kind of beside yourself, stressed out and kind of nervous as well before the race and sort of looking for excuses not to go out there and stuff. And I
find it hard when you have like long periods of time not racing. Like I find that just in general, like I like the pressure of having a race in the near future. So I always find the first race back after off season quite nerve-wracking. But I didn't have that so much this year, and I think it's because I didn't really know what to expect. Like I knew the winter was solid. I'd been a bit ill in January, so probably hadn't done the training that I'd wanted to going into the race. But I felt like I'd done enough. And it was obviously very early season, and I felt like I'd done more than most people. So I felt like it could go quite well, and I was going into it feeling quite positive. But I didn't expect to win. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd kind of done your own thing or kept doing your own thing at home, hadn't you, in the off-season? Alex and Sophie had been in Australia.
I was away in Spain with my group.
Ah, right.
Yeah. So we spent a month in Spain in February, and then I flew back to Glasgow for the day and then flew out to Dubai the day after. So I had a good block when I was in Spain, but that's about it for the kind of good block of training going into that race. So it was nice to have, that 12 weeks afterwards to prepare for the other races. And unfortunately, I did get a little bit injured in that time, I think, because it was such a long block and I always need it to be broken up a little bit. So that's something we learned this year, to kind of maybe not go so hard for so long.
Yeah.
Or, I think the good thing about having races periodically is that you have times where you have to just naturally taper and ease off. And because I just didn't have that, because the block was so big, I just pushed myself a bit too hard and ended up having to back off a bit. So,
yeah, I mean, how much, I know you're in Leeds and obviously kind of based at the Brownlee Centre there and so on, but I sort of feel like they're doing so much other stuff that presumably you're not actually with them all that much, are you? Or do you kind of tend to see a fair amount of them?
Yeah, no,
you do, yeah.
I see them all the time, yeah.
Oh, right.
I train with them every day, so yeah.
Just because they always seem to be off doing kind of other different races or bits and pieces as well. I just didn't know if actually.
No, I see them. Yeah, they're. I think Leeds is our base, so we always kind of come back to Leeds after races. But yeah, and if they're not there, there's enough other guys in the group and girls in the group to kind of push me. And I obviously do quite a lot of cycling with the cyclists and running with the runners, so got a good variety of training in Leeds. And yeah, I'm happy there. It's perfect for me.
Yeah, but they must have. I would imagine there'll be some valuable kind of insights in terms of building up to an Olympics and that they can bring to the table, right? Because it is like nothing else, and you've got this super early qualification dialed in, and like you said, every athlete's obviously different in terms of how much they need to race or train and break it up, but presumably there's going to be a couple of patterns or at least a couple of things that they'll be like, yeah, I would certainly advise avoid doing this and try and do more of this.
Yeah, I think so. And I also think what I've done in the last 2 years, I've had a step up in performance. So I think there's no point in going and changing too much. I don't need to change too much. I need to just consolidate and do another winter of what I'm doing, because I will get a bit stronger. That's the beauty of having not done a big block of cycling, like not got years of cycling in the bank. I do get better every winter. It's not like it's at that stage where I'm just getting like 1 or 2%. Like I'm taking big chunks, and I'll just will get stronger. So out of my knee as well. And so I think that's the beauty of it. So I don't think I need to change too much. What I've been doing has been working, and hopefully I'll just be a bit stronger, a bit better, and a bit faster next year.
It's funny though, isn't it, how that off season, presumably everyone goes in looking to concentrate on some things or dial in some things, and then every start there's someone that's just kind of been rinsing their swim, for example. Or
I think actually this year my swim wasn't where it had been. Like it certainly has been better in training. I have been struggling with a shoulder injury for most of the summer, and so I think that has been partly the reason why I've struggled a little bit. But I think it's at the moment it's good enough. I know it's better than what it was this year, and it was frustrating not to be able to kind of show that in races. But I think one thing that I've noticed is a lot better is again just my biking and my handling, and even running off that. I've found it quite hard to always feel good running off the bike. And it's been a little bit hit or miss depending on how hard the bike was. But I think I had a collection of different sort of bikes this year and was able to, maybe I wasn't the fastest all the time on the run, but I was in the position to win the races from where my bike had put me. So, but I think this year I got a lot of different experiences of different bike packs, and mainly because of my swim, where my swim put me in the races. So it was an interesting season to kind of try those things out. Anyway.
Yeah. And it was the swim, in Pontevedra, you're sort of lining up next to Cassandra. You stood there for 6, 7, 8 minutes. while they're lining the rest of the thing. And I just like, that's got to be awkward. And what sort of...
I know. You just don't say it. You don't say anything to one another. There was just no...
Yeah. A long time to be stood next to someone.
It is. Well, I was sandwiched in between the two French girls as well. But no one spoke. No one spoke. So, I mean, it was...
Yeah.
In a way, it was actually better for me going on second. But I found it very difficult to choose that position in Paris. And in the end, I think it was Johnny that said to me, he's like, just choose your position, go to it. You've chosen that. You can't change it now. Go to it, stand there. Don't look where else goes. Just
it looks like you own it.
He's like, just trust that you chose the right position. So I was like, okay, I've chosen 35. I'm going to stay here. We'll see. Yeah. And it worked.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There was nowhere else like in my head. If Cassandra went right, I was going right. If she went left, I was going left. If she went middle, I was going middle. So it actually took the stress of where I was going to stand in the pontoon out of the whole situation. So yeah.
And if you, so you're not really sort of saying anything. That's probably a good policy rather than just like, oh, nice goggles or something, and then you're like, oh god, I've just complimented on our goggles, and now it's just getting weirder.
I mean, I probably said good luck to be fair before we went on, but I can't remember.
But equally, you've got to...
You're just in your own space at that point, and you're just going through the last little bits that you need to remember what to do, And but I rewatched it, and we dive in, and I was straight with her. We were off to the side a little bit, on that hit. I knew that was what I had to do, and I had to glue myself to her.
Yeah, and the get out speed, because in Hamburg hers was ridiculous over the much shorter swim, obviously, and I'm well away very quickly in those races. But then your arm speed was absolutely motoring as well, because you obviously you were like right, and then
I was actually round the boy in front of her. So I was on Sophie's feet at that point. So I remember parts of the race really well. I did find the water very cold.
All right.
So I did start to get cramped after that. But I found the water very cold. So, I think a couple of people struggled with that. Especially those on the leaner side. But yeah.
And then the second lap sort of lost a little bit more ground on Cassandra, didn't you? And then, I don't know.
I did. I got out and I got out the water on the first lap, and she was right there, and I was like, I need to run round her. Do I need to be in the water before her? So it was almost like I didn't want to get too fixated on, like looking at one another. But I knew that I just had to make sure I could see her. Yeah. I didn't want her to get too far away from me. So it was difficult, because I did talk to my psychologist about it, and I said, like, I don't want to be fixated on certain people. I want to be, like how to overcome that sort of thing. So, I think they were all like really useful things to like learn and find strategies for this year.
Have you done that in previous races? Been right, I've got to get around that person or that person, or was this? Yeah, that was the first time that it had been so specific about. I mean, obviously,
no, I think
obvious reasons. But
there's other races where you need to make sure that certain bikers are behind you, and just be aware of that. But our team staff are pretty good at feeding those sort of information into us on the course. So, I think you just have to be aware of where you are. Like, just try and stay present, I think, because if you just get too like sucked up in everything, it's sometimes you just lose, where you are, who's around you, what you need to do. So I think just trying to be calm, which has been a really like useful learning tool this year. Staying calm in situations where it's not going right, but trying to think positively and just take a minute and think, right, how can I make the best of this situation? So where I did it really badly was Calgary, but where I did it really well was Montreal. So.
And that's way easier said than done, though, as well, isn't it? Like, you can't. It's one thing having a psychologist something like that out. Yeah. They're giving you the tools to.
Yeah, it's just more like I was really flustered on that first lap in the sim in Calgary, and I then just made silly mistakes because I was panicked, and I could have got back to the front pack, but I'd let my heart rate go all the way up, and I was stressed, and I was panicking, and then I made some mistakes, went to the wrong bike, put the wrong helmet on. So stuff like that, I think if you just think, right, okay, that was a rubbish swim. What can I do now to have a good transition and just go through like step by step? Right, okay, you've done transition. How am I going to have a good bike here? And then I went through the whole emotion of like roller coaster of emotions on the Montreal race. Like after 10 minutes, I was like, I'm out of this race. Well, I could have been, I'm out of this race. And then 10 minutes later, I was in prime position to win. So it's just trying to keep control of your nerves and just thinking, how can I do the next thing really, really well?
Yeah.
And that's really helped me this year.
And having those experiences in the locker will massively help next year as well, right? That to be able to turn it around and not necessarily having done that before, it's like, okay, there is the evidence.
I think there's obviously an element of luck as well. It's not just, I work hard, I train hard, but there is an element of luck. There was an element of luck for me that the bike group did go up the road, nib attacked, that not everyone went with her. So there was elements of luck, and maybe the way the course was, having lots of corners that allowed me to just break late and kind of chase back onto the group. So I think there's, part of it is luck as well. It's not all just down to training.
But coming out of the water in Pontevedra like that, were you able to make up some ground on that long run up into transition? And then, because the gap was a little bit out, was there any moment there where you're starting to panic that maybe she was going to go, and there was 6 or 7 on the front?
No, I didn't panic. No, I knew I was with Kate, so I knew I'd be okay. Kate rides really well, so I just felt like it would come back together. I just knew I had to be within touching distance at the dead turn, and I was. I knew it would be okay. I think everyone at home was. Well, I know David was stressed, but I just didn't feel stressed. I thought it would be okay.
Yeah. And through the race, was having Kate there a bit of a steadying sort of influence in a way, like a familiar face and someone,
all of us.
Yeah,
all 4 of our bits made the front grip, so it was quite nice. And I think having familiar people and people who ride bikes well, in that front grip with me, it was good. And I don't know, obviously did a lot of training with Kate a couple of years ago, and and it's just this year I got on the podium was really, really good, especially like we're 2 of us together, so it's like really special.
It was maybe amplified in the men's race as well, but the emotion and it was like heartbreaking seeing Alex and Hayden and Vasco after that race, and then also with Cassandre and Taylor after your race. And it's not like a boxing match where you're like head to head and someone's down and you're kind of like pumped, and you got this weird moment, right, where you're delighted. It was particularly when like you and Kate were sat. I guess you'd just done your interviews and Cassandra was doing hers, and she's obviously very emotional. And it seemed like you were being very empathetic towards her sort of situation there as well, because it's a horrible place to be.
Hard. Yeah, and I prepared for either outcome, to be fair. So I think I was more prepared for the other outcome, because that's what I was worried about. I was worried, and not so much finishing second, more like dealing with the disappointment and having to then go to Malibu and sit on a plane for 12 hours and sit and think about everything I could have done wrong. Like I was worried about that, but the last thing Masako just said to me was, whatever the outcome, try for tragedy, you can deal with it. And I was like, yeah, I can deal with it. I've had races where I've been lapped out. I can deal with, finishing second. I can deal with that. So, but it's hard. And in the end of the men's race, I had to stop watching it. I couldn't watch it anymore. So, and then obviously I felt sorry for Cassandra, but And then we raced, you know, like you can only have one winner. So, and she still had an incredible season. So,
yeah,
she can't be disappointed. Well, she can't be disappointed, but she can't like be too hard on herself, I guess. So, yeah, it was just close, and I think it was good viewing. Well, I hope it was good viewing, and I think it was good battle. And yeah.
But to have had those two massive races, beaten her in both, but like to have been her in her own backyard, on the Paris Olympic course must have felt very sweet.
Yeah, it was, and I think doing it the way I did it as well, you know, I left it pretty late to make a move. So, yeah, I think just it kind of consolidated to me that I am one of the best runners in triathlon, because I kind of felt like I always maybe wasn't given that label, but just doing that on a course that was probably better suited to her, I guess. Well, I don't know, because I did run track as well, so yeah, it's difficult to tell, but I think just doing it in that manner gave me a big confidence boost, and I think I took that confidence into the last race, and when I saw the run profile, I kind of thought this is mine to lose, really.
And I guess when it became obvious, or that certainly in her post-race interview, like she said that maybe the first lap that she was cramping a bit, or you know the bike to run didn't click for her. Did you get a sense that something was quite not right, and then think, right, I've really got to kind of ramp it up here and apply that a little bit more pressure? Because she did then grow into the race, didn't she? Like her final lap certainly felt like looked like she was flowing again. So yeah, did you have that presence to think, right, this is really time to put the hammer down?
No, so I'd always planned on when I was going to attack, or certainly try and blow the field apart. So I'd always planned in my head when I was going to do that. And it just happened to be that Kate was just setting the pace for me, which was lovely. So that was good to have someone just to kind of run behind and follow for a bit. I knew when we were running into T2 that she was on the wrong side, and I was a bit confused by that. I was like, I need to cut across you, because my bike is on the right hand side, yours is on the left, or my shoes. So I was like, maybe she's a bit confused about where she's going here. And then I had a very quick transition and was out, and I knew that, well, I don't want to look around at that point, but I knew that she wasn't there. I was getting information that she was a couple seconds behind. And then by the time, I think she'd made contact by the end of the hill, but then on the downhill, I knew that's where I was going to be better at running. So I made sure we ran that quite hard. And yeah, I was getting information that the gap was getting bigger. So at that point, I thought, okay, well, she might catch us back up in the flat, but I just made sure that I kind of built into the hill every time. And then in the last time we went up it, I went quite hard up it then. And I think that's where, the time really went out in that last lap.
Someone who doesn't quite understand these things, can you explain like what it is about your running or Cassandre's that made the hill the obvious place for you and a harder place for her to try and respond?
I think I did a lot of cross country when I was younger. Not such a fan now, but I really enjoyed running cross country, and especially hilly cross countries that have, tight bends, and when we were running in the Spanish streets, it was on kind of sort of cobbled ground, and it was lots of kind of sharp right-handers as you're running quite uphill in a narrow, kind of through narrow streets as well, into like a kind of long and fast downhill. So I think the reason I think it suits me the best is because I'm not a rhythm runner. I can be, but I also don't mind it when it's a bit, you're changing your stride pattern all the time. I can cope with that. I like that sort of running. And I guess somewhere like Paris and maybe Hamburg is more sort of flat, and you can get into a rhythm. And I think that's what Cass is really good at. So I think I can be adaptable, basically.
Yeah. It's all about getting better for you now for Neon, and then doing whatever you guys are cooking up in the laboratory for over the winter and into Paris, huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to change too much, but yeah.
By not changing too much, does that mean your thought would be all those WTCS starts up to whatever? I guess Hamburg is like very close to Paris, isn't it? But yeah, you're gonna want to be doing the racing. You're gonna want to be.
Yeah, no, I've not properly planned out my season. I guess that's a job for November, December time. But once I get back into some training and once we sit down with everyone and kind of sort out what we want to do, then I'll have more of an idea. But I guess the main aim is the Olympics. So however the preparation looks around that, we'll aim to get that as right as possible.
Now, the main aim short term is to finally celebrate your world title. So, long may that happen sooner rather than later. So, has it been rearranged yet, or are you just waiting? I did see, you got a nice welcome with the signs and the balloons right at the airport.
Yeah, they can set me up and taxi for the world champ. It was written on a big cardboard box. I think from a kit up that had arrived while I was away. So she picked me up. And I had decorated the house when I got home, so that was a nice surprise. But we didn't quite get round to having the barbecue. Probably the last barbecue of the year as well, because it was sunny on Saturday.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll find a way to celebrate. And I'm going on. I've already booked my holiday, so I'll be able to have some downtime there and enjoy it there.
Was Kate in Malibu? She was, right? And she'll be in Neom as well.
Yeah, she's in my team, so we're in Team Sharks, so she'll be there.
Yeah, and she must be kind of buzzing, and it's sort of fascinating how the team. Well, it just nobody knows beyond you and Alex. Obviously, dialed in. Beyond that, it's totally of an unknown, which is
it is. But yeah, I'm just glad I'm qualified.
Stay well clear of whatever it might be, but and also I guess that these are the reasons why in Sunderland you were sort of flown in for the relay cameo and things as well, right? That's
going
to be a whole nother kind of can to try and how much of the relay have you done? Was this like really the first year that you've done a solid?
Yeah first year I needed to show how I was in a first and a second and a fourth leg. So, I've really enjoyed it. Pardon the pun, but I've really enjoyed it. And hopefully I'll be in the relay team next year as well.
Well, we wish you very well. Will you be watching on, cheering Chelsea on this weekend from afar?
Yeah, Chelsea's a fellow runner. I've got quite a few people I know doing the race, so it'll be very exciting. Looking forward to seeing who wins. I've got some predictions, but I don't know.
The Kona, what sort of time UK is that going to be? Like a fairly sort of midday start, I guess. So it's very early.
It's so far behind, isn't it, in Kona? So
yeah. Well, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Good luck in Neom.
Thanks.
Enjoy the break.
Thank you, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks a lot.